Obviously, when you're able to get a player like him mid-season, it just opens up the possibilities of everything we can do. Obviously, it's more work to put in, but when you get a guy like that able to walk into your building mid-year, healthy and ready to go, it's definitely a huge positive.
Have you had much interaction with him prior to this season? What have your interactions been since he's gotten in the building?
Yeah, I think I might have met him once or twice. Maybe I know he's obviously college buddies with AP, and me and AP pretty close too. So, he's been cool. Obviously, he's glad to be here. I'm happy to have him here. I know it's a whirlwind of things, moving to a new city, trying to get settled in, learn a new playbook. And, he's got a lot on his shoulders. But, I know he knows I'm here for him no matter what. And he's got a great group of vets and guys around him that's going to help him out with everything. So
it's going to have to be a quick study for him to be ready on Sunday. We know Lou's defense is obviously complex. How do you guys, as veterans, help kind of support him and get him ready to go for Sunday?
Yeah, he's a great player, extremely smart player. Just even talking to him about just different situations, and just what he's comfortable with. Obviously, already aligns with the things we got going on. But, I think it just falls on communication. Myself, Kenny, Cam Bynum, just really stepping up and giving him a little bit extra reassurance just so he could play fast and be the best version of himself. So,
when the team makes a move like this, an investment like this, what type of indication is it that they're going to support this team to do everything that they can given the start that you've had already?
Yeah, it just says that, they believe in what we got going on. It's a credit to the work that we put in so far this season. Obviously, getting a guy like Sauce means a lot, but, it's still work to do. So thankful that he's here. He came here ready to work with the right mentality to learn and be a part of the guys, and it all starts with getting a win on Sunday in Germany.
When you see the team get aggressive like that, does it bring some juice to the locker room? You know what you're playing for.
Yeah, that was probably the best good morning we got in a team meeting since I've been here at least. So, it's definitely great energy. Just knowing that the organization and management just believing in what you got going on. You want to make them right, But like I said, the work all starts with today. And regardless of how great of a move it was, we got to get that win on Sunday.
How important is it just building momentum heading into the bye, but also all these working trips that are happening between now and then, November 30th getting back here?
No question. Knew November was going to be a heavy road. Looking forward to the day we get back to Lucas Oil, but in the meantime, we got a long trip against a really good opponent, a ton of weapons on the other side of the field. We got our work to do. We got some studying to do. We just got to be the best version of our defense today.
You made a point about not celebrating too much when you're stacking all these wins. How does that prepare you for when you're coming off a loss? You're just like, hey, we got our heads down and we're just worried about the next.
Never too high, never too low. I feel like, of course, it was a disappointing performance for us as a team on Sunday against Pittsburgh, but, there were positives that we got out of it. You want to learn from that, take what you can, and continue to move forward. We don't overreact to wins. We don't overreact to losses. We learn from our mistakes. We continue to grow, and we keep being the best versions of ourselves.
How much do you think a guy like Sauce is? And Shane talked about this kind of like the trickle-down effect to the rest of the team when you're out there, you got a guy behind you like that.
Yes. When you get a guy like him, get a guy like Mooney, Kenny, that back end's, just from the wealth of talent and playmaking back there is definitely significant. So, looking forward to it for me, make my job a lot easier. I'm going to go straight. So, definitely glad that he's in the building. He's going to make everybody on the team better. So.
Yeah, just good little friendly transaction, man. New teammate, wanted to make it easy for him. We appreciate him being here. So, I know he's been number one, and I know that number means a lot to him.
How does something like that work? Do you reach out to him? Did he reach out to you? Is it through the team? How does something like that? Obviously, it happened pretty fast yesterday.
No, I just got mutual connection. AP went to college with him, so he in my room. AP went to college with him. Easy connection.
You didn't play hardball then?
Friendly transaction. So we smooth. But yeah, I don't mind number 2. My brother wear number 2, and that's good. He was excited. We wearing the same number now, so I was like, that's something else.
Sorry. Was there any significance with you picking number 1?
No, there wasn't. So that was just given to me when I got here. But I like that number 2 though. But you can't go wrong. 1, 2, 3. All them single digits are 5. So I was like, hey, I'm cool with it.
You haven't.
Does this send some kind of message to the team that you're close to something and you're at? It's a huge deal.
Yeah. We just got a great player. So I know, like I said, I know that number mean a lot to him, and yeah, pretty much we got a good team. Be selfless. and yeah, just do anything for the guys.
What is a team in a locker room like when something like this? I know it stunned everyone around the league. What were your guys' reactions on that big trade that kind of rocked the NFL coming down yesterday?
Oh yeah, we was kind of sad AD left, man.
Yeah, it's like a mixed, bittersweet day probably for you.
Yeah, that's like my brother, but to have an elite corner coming here is really special and shows that the staff is all in on us this season. So we're excited. Face that. Appreciate that, Nick.
When you say friendly transaction, friendly financial transaction?
Nah, I don't get too much into that. You know, just me and him talked a little bit, and you know, we came to a conclusion.
It's got to be a couple favors, though. I mean, something.
Hey, who knows? I might ask him to clean my locker a couple times, carry my pads out to practice.
Laundry.
You know, we'll have to get into that later.
We're excited to have Sauce and excited to continue to build this thing. So obviously, as players, that's a good thing, and you feel the confidence, feel the energy of just kind of the whole thing. So we're excited. We're looking forward to toward getting going.
And you had the opportunity to go up against him previously, right?
I practiced against him a few times in New York. Yeah, really good player. Obviously, tremendous. He's a Pro Bowler, all pro player. So anytime you can get a guy like that, it's huge.
You guys have been so even-keeled after all the wins this season. How does that prepare you when coming off a loss that you're like, okay, we just take this in stride and play the next one?
Yeah, I think the process is largely the same. You try to address what went wrong and what you can improve on, and then build on the things you did well. So I think we did that well Monday and yesterday, and then today we're on to Atlanta and making sure we're ready to go. But I think the process and the approach stays the same.
Daniel, for the front office and for ownership to make an aggressive deal like that, they have to have a lot of belief in what they have in this locker room. Do you think it says something about what you guys have in here?
Yeah, I think obviously they believe in our team and what we can do this year. We've played well. There's still a lot in front of us, and we've got to go continue to improve and play well week to week. But as players, and you see that movement from ownership, from management and the coaches, I think, it definitely gives you confidence.
Do you look at it as the trade of the 2 first-round draft picks as, hey, they must have a lot of faith in me. Obviously, they're not going to use ones to go draft somebody else.
Yeah, I really haven't thought about that a ton, to be honest with you. Just trying to kind of take it in day at a time and make sure we're ready to go this week. But I've really enjoyed it, and we got to continue to grow and build.
What's the biggest thing you learned from this group about that Pittsburgh game after you guys have looked at everything?
I think there's a number of things you can take from it. A piece of it that was the push we made at the end when things hadn't been going our way and we hadn't played a great game at that point. I thought we continued to fight and battle and give ourselves a chance at the end. So obviously, you expect that. That should always be the expectation with any team. But I thought we showed that, and we've got to continue to do that throughout the season. Football is not a perfect game. It's not always going to go our way. So continuing to battle will be important.
How difficult is it to not have the big picture thoughts, like the trade or not the trade, the way you're playing? Is it hard not to think about, man, I want to be here where it's working?
Not really. I think there's so much to do, so much to focus on here, especially this week, going to Berlin and getting ready for all that and making sure we're ready to go and buttoned up with all our game plan stuff this week. So I think just staying focused on that and knowing that that's what's most important.
As your body, I get jet lag if I could go 30 minutes out of my time zone, but you guys are different. You're so routine oriented. Can you put that out of your mind and go, okay, we're going 6-hour time zone difference, but we can still treat it like a normal game?
I think you try to, as much as you can, given the travel and everything, but try to stick to your routine and obviously take the advice of the trainers and strength staff here and everyone who's helping us kind of navigate the travel plan. So just try to do a good job with that, but stick to what you're used to and try to build in as much of your routine as possible.
What excites you about the opportunity to play in Germany?
I think just the game itself. I've gotten to play overseas a couple times, and I think just the energy in the game, and the fans. You can feel the excitement from them. It's a different atmosphere from what you play in here, in games, in the U.S. So, we're looking forward to that and getting over there for that.
What stands out, or what's something that you feel like the public may not know about the way he's wired?
Yeah, well, I would say that the competitiveness. And he's he's one of those guys that's really good at everything. Like, I know he's a phenomenal bowler. He started golfing 2 years ago, and he's already better than most people at golf. So yeah, he picks up on things fast. He's just a tremendous athlete.
How much do you think he'll embrace this opportunity? I mean, they dig up a lot to bring him here to help you all.
Yeah.
Number one in the AFC right now. How much do you think he'll embrace, I guess, the pressure of whatever that is?
I know he'll embrace it. I know he's up to the challenge. I think for him, it'll be nice to be on a team, winning record. I think this is just like us in college, we're back playing important games where we got a chance to, do big things.
Getting traded is tough, obviously. You talked to him a little bit, I'm sure. Just how did he react to this? And I don't know. Just how do you think he will react to it? Will it bring the best out of him, or what? I don't know. What do you think?
Sauce or
yeah, Sauce.
Yeah. I think like you said, it's I think just being in this environment and being on a team that has a good record, I think that'll bring the best out of him. I think the competitiveness, I think he'll play up to the standard. So I think I'm excited to see what he can do.
Alec, have you talked to A.D. Mitchell at all? And if so, just what message did you share with him? Somebody you spent the last couple years with?
Yeah. I got a chance to see him yesterday on the way out, and it's tough, man. It's a tough business. I'm excited for him to hopefully get a lot of opportunity in New York. He's a special player, special talent, and I know he can do so much in this league. And I know, so I'm excited to watch him, honestly. And I think it'll be good for him. Get a fresh start, get a lot of opportunity there. But I just told him I appreciated him, and I was thankful for I picked his game a lot. He's does so many different things, create separation and little moves and stuff like that. I told him, I just kind of was able to, I appreciated being teammates with him, and he was always a great teammate. Guy worked super hard, so just somebody that I kind of just I think felt brought the room up, and we were all able to learn from him.
Welcoming him with open arms, and honestly, like I said, just turning it up a notch. We got to go out there and win.
Kenny, is this one of the biggest trades that you've witnessed since you've been here?
To here, yeah, for sure. Great addition to the team. Probably one of those record-breaking, historical type, situations.
What is an afternoon like for group chats or guys that you're talking to in this locker room when you find out something like that right before 1 p.m. that front office pulled off something like that?
Yeah, I think everybody's phone was blowing up. Probably not just from peer-to-peer, colleague to colleague, but probably my family was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys getting Sauce?" And I'm just like, "I guess so." Or I was at the school yesterday. I part-time teach at Cardinal Ritter on Tuesdays, and the school was pretty hyped to hear about Sauce. So it's cool to have that effect and change of energy, positive energy for the individual as well as the collective unit as the Colts.
So you're teaching. Did you have your phone on? Did you see it, or did somebody have to tell you?
Nah, it was right before I got to the school. Yeah.
Have you been able to talk to him yet?
Yeah, I've had conversations with him prior to him, being on the team. But saw him this morning. He's been in meetings. He's been in a walkthrough we just got back from. So he's learning, and he's very excited to be here.
Sometimes people forget you guys just aren't football machines. You're people and humans. He's got to up and move, and it could be kind of overwhelming. As a leader of this team, how important is it for you to do things like reach out and make him feel welcome and make this transition smooth?
I just feel like that's just part of my role to make sure everything is cool on all cylinders. I've been a part of change before, moving teams. I got here week 1 of my rookie year. I know Mekhi is probably the latest guy to be able to have some change like that, suddenly in the season. I can imagine playing so many games for an organization during the season and then moving, during the season. I think he gets 2 bye weeks, so that's pretty sweet. So we just got to go out, win and make sure he's all good vibes on the bye week. So it's good.
With the addition of him and when Ward can get back healthy through the concussion protocol, you guys become, I think, just one of two teams in the NFL that have all-pro guys on the corners specifically. From a matchup perspective, what does that do for a defense when an offense can no longer kind of like game plan or try to avoid one of the top guys on the corners when there's no one to hide?
I think it just gives versatility. I mean, guys who have seen a lot of snaps, just giving the D-line a chance to get maybe another second or two to get to the quarterback. Gives us the experience and chemistry in the back end of having, kind of natural chemistry, just from things that we've seen and heard over the past. But I think the energy is just going to be there. The energy will be there. I know these guys love practicing. They love being out in the game and making plays. So it just gives us another chance to elevate not only the defense or secondary, but it gives us a chance to elevate